How we doing, collective? Been a couple days. I've been relaxing. While I think about things, and I want to go over some things here. First of all, I mean, this is all impromptu, so it kind of all came to me in the shower. So let's see if I can catch up to my own tail end here. While I got my tail end out on the table that I pulled the last time I was under, and probably will be the last time I do it, based upon what the cards tell us. We've made full circle. Let me see here. Let me get this set up here. One thing I was glad to mention and talk about was this thing about black magic, right? Well, for one, the letter B, some could say it means division, but it's really just one line. And the top is a reverse C, and the bottom is a reverse C. And they're both holding on a single pole. So you could say it's two grounds, but it's just one. It's a circle that's been opened up, but it's still holding all of its contents, meaning true. But what I see as what they've done to the world in the system is this concept of black magic, where everything's divided above and below, and it's all manipulated. And over here I do this, and then over here I show it as this, and then basically I'll mix up the perfect over here, and then I'll screw it up, and then give somebody the bad pieces, and then when they try to fix it, then I'll go over here, and then I'll work on my thing. That sounds like a very Elon Musk kind of thing. Can you tell I don't really like him? Considering he's done his damnedest to imitate everything about me in the worst possible way. And I do the letter B, yeah, like I described it at first. Always true, always present. And there's not two of me. What's above and what's below pretty much go together. And anyone that sees could know that there is no division. But ultimately, at the same time, it's white. This is life and death, and everything's balancing V in life and death. Then what's rebirth? What's two of that? It's a bullshit. Day after day, it's just one. It's just you. It's just us. There's no split. And there's nothing that can cause me to harm another human being. And there's nothing that anybody can manipulate about me to get me to want to harm anyone. I believe that some people deserve what they get, and that's up for interpretation for however anybody wants to see that. But I wanted to reveal what the Queen of Sheba left us on the table before I go further. Since I made a full circle. So here's our Axe in ruins. She gave us, boom, love and devotion, and Gibo, which is love, gift, and romance. There's your Axe. It ain't got nothing to do with division. What's balancing? Who's cornering? Who's cornering what? What are we dividing? Ain't nothing to fucking divide. We're the human species. Ain't no race. What's a war? A war is something created by the leaders in order to keep everyone divided, in order so they can hold their power, so they can sit up on their throne and make somebody else's problem. And in Islam, they say Isa, who they call Jesus, who is the ice rune, which is mind, I, straight, all the way heaven to earth, one, is here. Well, see, all religions are a division of all is nothing. And it has something to do with something. But what that is has always been up to question. Until, well, take it how you want to. How it resonates. And they say, from their perspective, that, oh, well, he's not divine. But he's here to advise all the world leaders. Okay. Then, so he's their boss. And he's of the people and not allowed to rise. Given all the afflictions of mankind, that's in the Bible. In order to carry the weight of the world and the sins of all mankind, in order to lay the groundwork, or basically to finish it, so we could begin to straighten out what history and the divisions have caused. In 3 cards, she gave me this. The 3 of Swords reversed. That has to do with addiction and with suffering due to generational curses. Here's me and us. Look, it's that V, the high priest of Ethiopia. And the 2 wands here, as far as partnership and planning of how we're going to work this together. Because the leaders are the problem, more than anything. Because they get it all, and they have nothing, they're untouchable. Or so they think. Well, they run everyone around in circles, and we all suffer. We all go to work every day, and they sit at their desk, and they play with their thingies. And she also gave me Virgo. There's another V, which is my ascendant. My ascendant's in Virgo. And it says, in the spiritual, we're seeking methods through the healing power of self. In the mental, it's about we've been doing the analyzing of all the modes of mind and body and spirit. And in the physical, things come together, resulting from the perfectionism of, and it's the perfectionism, meaning things that come together. If you've ever seen a building built, it looks like shit until it's done. It doesn't start out looking clean and stay clean the whole time. You have an empty field, and then it's clean. And then you have a stack of wood, concrete bags. Yeah, that looks all orderly. Laid out in the yard. And then from that point on, it looks like shit. There's trash everywhere. There's fucking bags of stuff laying around. No matter how clean you keep your job site. And it ain't done until it's done. And then it's finished. She revealed these 3 hexagrams of where we're at this moment. Today is the 150th day of the year. Tomorrow will be the 151st. A lot of singers were born on that day. So we have 57. Subtly penetrating. 13. People in harmony. And 45. gathering. We're also given the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Working on figuring out these boundaries, considering there needs to be boundaries, and at the same time, these boundaries are the problem. So that's always been a question and a challenge to the human race, the human species, humankind. They were beginning the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits and Soul Tribe. I wonder how my dreams could become true. How I could lead humanity to join itself and finish this ancient battle of self. After there was one, then there was two, and then the problems ensued. And then there became, okay, fine. We're all of one, and those on the outside are two. They're divided. They're not part of us. But then there became another culture, somewhere else on the world that was building up and doing the same thing. Because humanity is like an organism. It's of one mind and one body. We were revealed that the tower is reversed. That the lovers, no, there's no division, is reversed. And it's inversion of the five, the pentacles, which is like lack and loss and neediness, is reversed. We're given 2 Egyptian cards. 28. Huh? Exploration. There's always more to learn. There's always more to know. And so there shouldn't be a battle going on. Anybody that has to pick up a weapon and use it on their fellow kind needs to turn around and go the other direction and walk off into the desert. They need to explore further if they think it's somebody else's fault when it comes down to harming another human being. And of course, here reside in that moment Osiris, god of death and rebirth. It's number 6. Put them together, you have 34, which is the spiritual throne. Everyone's guided to connect with their emotions with this water guardian. To call your own power back from all times and places. And that includes from your job and from the neediness of keeping up with the Joneses or competing with one another. Each is only in competition ultimately with yourself, with what you've done in the past and getting better. We've been taught that life is, it goes up and then it goes down and you're dead. You start a baby and then you go back to a baby. Yeah, but no. It was a baby. You're always coming out of the egg. And each time you come out, it's more like the evolution of man, the monkey, and better. To the point where, oh look, he doesn't need any weapons. He goes up to, oh look, I got fire, and it goes past that. And he becomes one with his environment. As America, I am my own. And each has to own and take ownership of themselves. And that's also where they've divided us in our relationships. Where, in order to get something, you gotta suck up to somebody or take from somebody else. And there's not really anything to take. It belongs to you. It'll be given to you. And there's so much smoke screen in the world. Who knows? Maybe that airplane's for me. Because I have a lot of places I need to go and be in the world. Considering the history of our evolution together in the last few years. And how we got Christy in Israel. And then we have Netanyahu playing everybody in the middle. But in his own country, he can't even keep his own people safe. And he's divided his own country between, oh, who's the Israelis, who's the Palestinians. Hello? Who the fuck cares? Get your shit together, asshole. Ain't no division. That's why you're a state. A state of division. As a symbol of what the fuck is wrong with people the world over. We're Perpetua, the saint of authenticity. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. And then she likes to come out and Mary Magdalene, the apostle of the apostles. Hold on. And then finally, we're given, this one came in reverse. Because it seems true, forward, the Princess of Mercy. The princess just passed away. Giving is receiving. No being is giving. And receiving is natural. And giving is natural. As an aura of what we represent. Of mercy, having mercy and strength in ourselves and for all other beings is fierce. Is strength. I couldn't do another reading because I've had these cards out while I waited for today. Apparently. And so, before I go out for a walk, get some fresh air, maybe go to the park. Because I've seen a lot of my fellow family members out there been in the forest, and I really miss the forest and nature. And I'm stuck in the basement now. I don't have my plants down here with me. Drive my cats nuts. Hold on. All right, I gotta sum this up quick. I gotta go do something. That one was an alarm. So, first of all, we have Capricorn and Taurus, 2 earth signs. But too much grounding means that there needs to be movement. And so this first card was given was indulgence. But indulgence, it doesn't always mean to overdo things. Sometimes we hold back too much. And indulgence doesn't necessarily have to do with money, with, I got to blow a whole bunch, I got to eat a whole bunch. It means in self, and that's free. That's kind of what we're doing right now, indulging. What does it say? It says, enjoy the fruits of your labor, partaking of available boons, blessings, or favors, gratification of desire. We're given Aries and Gemini. Authority. The colors are all off because I got a green light on. But this and the last one are pink. So it's a redder pink. See farther by standing on the shoulders of giants. Legitimate right to order, decide, or advise by knowledge or expertise. Third, we have innocence, which is both Virgo and Scorpio, the two M's, which stands for maiden, the maiden. And Virgo's the maiden. They really cut everything up, huh? So it's not that easy for anyone to understand on purpose. So the truth becomes self-evident, and at the same time, all the evidence evolves. Where they use forensics in reverse. See, that's the funny thing about forensics. If you have something in mind and you believe it's a certain way, the question is, do you bend the reality to that? Or does all the evidence collected only point to that? Or are you making it true by having preconceived notions? The best things in life are free. I'm expensive. What can I say? Lack of corruption. Freedom from blame or guilt. The state of unconditionality. Unconditionality. You have integrity. It's Gemini by itself. Speaking of which, I'm tired of getting my identity hacked everywhere. About at least once a month. Sometimes once a week. I get emails from old accounts, especially crypto accounts, of people trying to turn it over into their name. And yesterday, I believe it was from the Gemini cryptocurrency exchange. Somebody tried to change my old phone number into their number. And they may have. It sent an email to my email for the code they needed, but shit in this day and age, and with as many eyes I got on me, there ain't nothing that I got safe. I might as well just walk around with a camera on live all the time and have all the people of America be able to see what's going on 24/7. Oh, but then things won't happen, right? Because somebody's watching. As if God and human watchers weren't always watching. Crypto is about the most corrupt thing I've ever fucking imagined. I mean, nobody knows where that money goes. Nobody knows how it gets there or what fucking, I don't know. I think there needs to be a new form of money. Not crypto. Crypto, right there, it says, oh yeah, it's tied to a blockchain. It's all secure and shit, recorded. But it's almost impossible to track anything down. Crypto, oh, so we gotta hide our money. So it's about manipulation. It's about corruption. As if banks weren't the top of the line for identity theft. Because anybody in a bank could just change shit. Especially if they're near the top. And all those people lose their money. And the bank's not liable. And if it is, well, it just pulled the money out of the hat and gives it back. It's all fucking imaginary. We need a new fucking system. That's for sure. Integrity. Bear witness to your own inclusion. State of being whole and undivided. Right relation between symbiotic parts. I can only hope that somebody was stealing that money or stealing those accounts and already put some money in there to give it to me later. We got another Gemini with Taurus here. We have variety. Jack of all trades, master none. State of being diverse in skills or interests, absence of uniformity. Which also means flexible and able to learn anything. So, Jack of all trades, master of none, that's like the best place to be. If you're totally skilled in one thing, well, everyone knows you can do that one thing. Good for you. But you'll be less likely to want to do anything that you're not good at. So that's not very flexible. That's kind of the joke behind being a professional at one thing. Like the weird joke of how usually people who are like bankers aren't good with their money, they blow their money. Or people who are nurses tend to be not take care of their family quite like a nurse would. Or they'll overdo it. Or a mechanic that drives that shitty ass car, right? Because there has to be balance in the universe. We got vision. This is Aquarius and Gemini. Everything begins as a dream, planning for a future, with imagination, projecting ideals, and objectivity, which is Aquarius and Cancer. Distance lends enchantment to the view. Lack of favoritism, freedom from bias, neutral judgment, which are all very important. And this is where I'm going to leave it for right now. There's more cards, but how about Atlantis? Less upset, not more upset. And I'll see you later. This could just tap in, catch up. See you soon.